Good afternoon and welcome to the 1:30 p.m. meeting of the Joint Committees on Housing and the Committee on Education. I'd like to note first that we'll be having Vice Chair Drew Kanuha representing the Housing Committee and chairing the Joint Committee with Hawaiian Affairs and Housing Committees, the 1 p.m. agenda that's taking place separately. So for this agenda, for this joint meeting, I'd like to welcome Senator Favela and also Senator Chair Kitani, if you'd like to introduce your members.
Thank you. So with me is Vice Chair of the committee, Senator Donna Mercado Kim, and I see Senator Dela Cruz and Senator Favela joining us virtually. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. This meeting, including the audio and video of remote participants, is being streamed live on YouTube. You'll find links to viewing options for all state Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. This Zoom meeting and YouTube live stream event will include the joint hearing between the Committees on Education and the Committee on Housing, the 1:30 p.m. Tuesday, February 16th agenda. In the unlikely event that we have to abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business at 1 p.m. on Thursday, February 18th in room 225, and a public notice will be posted on the legislature's website. For those participating remotely, all testifier audio will be muted and video disabled until shortly before it is your turn to testify. Please note we have a 2-minute per testifier time limit. If there are temporary technical glitches during your turn to testify, we may have to move on to the next person due to time constraints. We appreciate your understanding and remind you that the committee has your witness. We have one bill on the agenda today, and that's Senate Bill 804. The first testifier we have is the Hawaii State Teachers Association in support.
Not present.
Thank you. Next testifier is HPHA in support.
Good afternoon, chairs, vice chairs, members of the committee. The HPHA stands on its written testimony in support, and I'm here for any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Next testifier is HHFDC with comments.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Chair Denise Iseri Matsubara, HHFDC. We stand on our written testimony supporting the intent, recognizing no conflicts with executive planning and budget. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next testifier is Megan Joy Kinzel in opposition.
Not present.
Thank you. And then we also have Cheryl B in support and Tiffany Keli'ia'a in opposition. Is there anyone else wishing to testify on Senate Bill 804? Okay. If not, members, do we have any questions for the testifiers? Okay. If not, we can
I have a
go
question.
into
I have a question.
Senator Kim.
Thank you. I guess Hakeem, are you still here? Hi.
Aloha, Senator. Yes, I am.
Aloha. I'm just wondering, so the units that is articulated would be solely for teachers?
No,
Will be, I'm sorry, say that again. Couldn't hear.
Okay, I hear no. It's not solely for teachers.
no, there's a provision in here that allows them to rent to others should they not have teachers that are wanting to.
Okay, so it gives priority to teachers.
Correct.
That is correct, and it will follow the legislative intent.
I'm sorry?
And we will follow the legislative intent to give preference and first right of refusal to the teachers.
Okay, is that allowable under the current laws, and that kind of preference be given?
It's part of the.
Yes, we do give, I'm sorry, go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, we do have multiple preferences in housing. So this will be a teacher's preference that we can give. Sometimes we give a preference to the homeless. We give a preference to the domestic abuse. We give preference to those involuntarily displaced. So
Okay.
if this is the legislative intent, we can do that.
Okay, so the preference would be given, and how long, what's the length of time before it reverts to being open to others?
I think we'll follow the legislative lead on this. You inform us, and based on the information you tell us, we're gonna go ahead and do our administrative rules to reflect the wishes of the legislation.
Okay, because I don't believe it's articulated in the measure, and maybe that's something we can address. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, members. Do we have any other questions? Okay, if not, I think we can go into recess at this time, and we'll be back with some decision making. Welcome back to the joint committee hearing of the committees on housing as well as education. Chairs having conferred, the recommendation will be to pass this measure unamended. However, we would like to note in the committee report the concerns raised by Senator Kim with respect to the timeline for filling these units with non-teachers, and look forward to working on resolving those concerns in the future. Members, any questions or discussion? Okay, if not, the chair's recommendation will be to pass this measure unamended.
Chair's recommendation is to pass unamended. Chair Chang?
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Moriwaki is excused. Senator Rhodes, excused. Senator Favela?
Aye.
Chair, you have 3 ayes. Recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. And for the Committee on Education, the chair has the same recommendation for Senate Bill number 804 to pass unamended. Chair votes aye.
Okay, chair votes aye, vice chair votes aye. Senator De La Cruz,
Aye.
Senator Kanuha,
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
All 5 members voting aye, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and there being no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Good afternoon and welcome to the 1:45 committee hearing of the Committee on Housing. This time I'd like to welcome our Vice Chair, Drew Kanuha, and committee member, Senator Favela, to this meeting. This meeting, including the audio and video of remote participants, is being streamed live on YouTube. You will find links to viewing options for all Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. This Zoom meeting and live stream event will include the 1:45 agenda of the Committee on Housing. In the unlikely event that we have to abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business at 1 p.m. on Thursday, February 18th, in room 225, and a public notice will be posted on the legislature's website. For those participating remotely, all testifier audio will be muted and video disabled until shortly before it is your turn to testify. Please note that there will be a 2-minute time limit per testifier. If there are temporary technical glitches during your turn to testify, we may have to move on to the next person due to time constraints. We appreciate your understanding and remind you that the committee has received your written testimony. Okay, members, we have one item on today's agenda, it is Senate Bill 1 relating to housing, which establishes the Aloha Homes program to develop low-cost homes on state-owned and county-owned land and urban redevelopment sites to be sold in leasehold by HHFDC to qualified residents. It exempts certain lands from the definition of public lands, requires HHFDC to gain legislative approval before disposing of certain lands, requires HHFDC to transfer a number of Aloha Homes units to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands or Office of Hawaiian Affairs, provides for the disposition of lands acquired by HHFDC but no longer needed for the Aloha Homes program, requires HHFDC to develop an Aloha Homes demonstration project by July 1st, 2026, and appropriates funds as well. And members, please be advised that we've posted a proposed SD1, making several changes to the measure, and it is the chair's intent to adopt the proposed SD1 as well as further amendments. Our first testifier in this afternoon's hearing is HHFDC with comments.
Aloha, good afternoon, Chair, members of the committee, Denise Matsubara for HHFDC. We stand on our written testimony and supporting the intent, still voicing our strong concerns, but we want to recognize and acknowledge the chair for the good work that we've done over the past week, and we intend to continue working with you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Our next testifier is Department of Hawaiian Homelands with comments.
Not present.
Thank you. Next, we have Office of Hawaiian Affairs in opposition.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. This is Wayne Tanaka for the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. You have a written testimony in opposition. I just wanted to note, we don't have a problem with, we don't oppose the Aloha Homes part of this bill, insofar as it does have provisions that recognize Native Hawaiian claims to the ceded lands that would be foreclosed, from any discussion of settlement or anything for 100 years, basically when our grandchildren and great-grandchildren are ready to retire. So, so we appreciate that. If this language is problematic, as I've seen in the testimony, some concerns are raised about the Fair Housing Act and so forth. We do have language that we put forward in other measures, like SB 725, that would also address our concerns with these long-term leases and also avoid any Fair Housing Act issues. We do have concerns with the subpart beginning on 201H-Q in this bill, which would allow for 99-year leases of ceded lands without any recognition of Native Hawaiians' claims to ceded lands. And so we do believe that language, substantially similar to what's already in the Aloha Homes part of this bill, would absolve our concerns. Otherwise, we also have put forward language that would also address our concerns in our opposition without raising, I think, some of the Fair Housing Act issues that have been raised. Other than that, I just like to close to add that, asking for a Native Hawaiian seat at the table when ceded lands are contemplated for century-long leases isn't something that people have to be afraid of. I mean, OHA, we recognize the need for affordable housing, including for our beneficiaries, and so I can't imagine that OHA is going to try and throw a wrench in the works of affordable housing projects. But we do need to safeguard Native Hawaiians' claims to the ceded lands corpus, and so just ask respectfully that the committee consider our amendments, and happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next testifier is Department of Education with comments, followed by Department of the Attorney General with comments, followed by Homelani Shadell in opposition. Okay, that brings us to the end of the approved testifiers for oral testimony. There are a number of other testifiers, and I'll just read them quickly.
Senate.
Yes?
Roy Ikeda is on the Zoom call, if you'd like to.
For which?
Education.
For the Department of Education?
Yes.
Okay. Department of Education? You're on mute. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Good afternoon, Chair, members of the committee. Roy Ikeda from the Department of Education. stand by our written testimony with comments. Thank you again for your continued support of public education.
Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else on this call who would like to testify on Senate Bill 1? Okay, I'm going to read some of the other testifiers that we've received who have not requested to present orally. We have Amy Wake, Trinity United Methodist Church in support, Catholic Charities Hawaii in support, Institute for Human Services in support, Hawaii Health and Harm Reduction Center in support, Faith Action in support, Church of the Crossroads in support, Partners in Care in support, and several individuals all in support: George Kaysen, Vincent Shigekuni, Will Carone, Ellen Godby Carson, Thomas Brandt, Randolph Moore, Anthony Alto, Diane S. Martinson, Calvin Fu Pham, John Kawamoto, Barbara Polk, Kathleen Sato, Carolyn Eaton, Daniela Minervi, Keith Webster, Nikos Leverenz, and Richard Tillotson. Again, is there anyone else present today who would like to testify on Senate Bill 1? Okay, members, do we have any questions for any of the testifiers this afternoon? Okay, if not, we're ready to go into recess to discuss the measure and proposed amendments, and we'll be back with decision making.